Hello everyone, this is for the sparkle zipper pouch. So for step one, I've already gone ahead and fused the inner facing to the back of the 3 outside pieces. So I'll stick that aside. Our next step is to grab a 10-inch zipper, and we're gonna sew the 2 ends 8¼ inches apart. So I'm gonna start at the close end first. Just stitch over the zipper, just a few times. Okay, and then you want to make sure your zipper head is moved in between the 2 places where you're going to sew the zipper shut. So I'm just going to hold the 2 zipper halves together so they don't move. And again, I'm going to stitch that end shut. So basically what you're doing is you're just creating a shorter zipper. You're going to cut just to the outside of where you stitched. Getting rid of all those metal ends. So that's what your zipper is going to look like. Then you're going to take your zipper tabs face down while your zipper is face up. So your zipper head is up. You're going to place the short end matching up with the short end of the zipper. You're going to clip that in place. And you're going to do the same with the other end. So again, your print face down over top of your zipper. Make sure your zipper head is out of the way. Just move it a couple inches, that's fine. So again, we're gonna clip it into place. Then we're gonna sew each of these short ends 1/4 inch in. I like to go forward and then back stitch. Now, if you're comfortable, you can go ahead and remove the clips. I usually do. So again, forward stitch and back stitch. Okay, so now you're going to take your zipper tab, you're going to flip it out, turn your zipper over so you see the wrong side, take this short end and match it right to that cut end of your zipper. You're going to fold it again. So what you're doing is you're encasing the end of your zipper inside the zipper tab. And you're going to go ahead and clip that into place so it doesn't move. Go ahead and do the same with the other. So again, take your zipper tab, flip it out, turn your zipper over so you see the wrong side. Bring the short end up back to that short end of your cut zipper, and then again fold it. This is so your 2 short ends, your 2 raw short ends are tucked in. And again, clip it. So then you're going to go ahead and stitch along the, right along the zipper here, 1/8 of an inch in. I can't talk. So just take your time. So I do forward and then I back stitch. And then as you can see, the zipper end is completely hidden within that fabric. And go ahead and stitch the other end for the same result. Now obviously, just take your time and be very careful. And there you go. There is your zipper all done. So I've gone ahead and grabbed my ruler. And our last step for this zipper is to find the center mark. You want your zipper head to your right-hand side and finding the center. So our zipper after the tabs are 8½. So 4¼ we're just going to go ahead and make a little mark. And this is just so we can line it up in a later step. There we go. Set your zipper aside and let's move on. So let's go ahead and work on our front panel of our zipper pouch. So I've got my clear piece of vinyl and I have my zipper tab, my zipper panel, which is this lovely piece of thin fabric. So we're going to go ahead and place it patterned down over top of the vinyl, lining up the long sides. Use a lot of clips. If you want here, you can actually use some double-sided tape. I personally am comfortable just sewing like this, but if you're worried about it moving, definitely get some double-sided tape on there just to kind of help hold it down. If you have a walking foot, you can go ahead and use that. It really depends on how your machine sews with vinyls, what you're going to do. Personally, I like to have it so that the vinyl is down. I find if the vinyl's up, it doesn't sew as smoothly. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go ahead and sew along this top edge at 1/4 inch. So I'm just moving my clips out of the way as I sew, taking my time. I find the slower I go with this, the less likely my fabric is to move. So there we go. We've got that attached. So we're not going to top stitch yet. We're going to do that later. But I kind of just finger press it up just to kind of help make it a little bit more flat. So after we've gone ahead and finished the vinyl part attaching the zipper panel, we're going to take one of our outside fabrics and place it face up on our workstation. And we're going to take that vinyl and we're going to place it over top, face up. So if you flipped up this zipper panel, it would be face up as well. If you want to go ahead and use some double-sided tape along the 3 edges, go ahead and do that now. I'm comfortable just using clips, so I'm just going to use a bunch of them. So again, just clipping as much as you need to. Also make sure that the zipper panel is flipped up and that you're getting it in the clips at each end, so it stays flipped up when we're sewing. So again, make sure it's flipped up so it's getting caught in my stitching. Move that over. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and flip that over, and I'm going to sew this at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Take your time. Vinyl can be sticky on our machines. I know some people actually also like to use a small piece of tissue paper or something very similar to that they can just tear away because it gets perforated. I've made so many things with vinyl that I'm just comfortable doing it like this. But it's your personal preference, what you think is going to make your life a little easier. I know clear vinyl is not always easy. So again, sewing the 2 sides and the bottom. You don't want to sew along the top. You want to keep that top unsewed. So, as you can see, the zipper panel is flipped up. It's still not flat, but it will be later. And you've got a nice pocket, which you can add your glitter into. Okay, here's one of the most fun parts. So you've got your front part of your zipper pouch completed. You're gonna add your sparkly stuff. So you can use super duper chunky glitter. You can use confetti. You can use those things that you use in the I Spy pouches. Basically, hit up your local dollar store, hit up your local Michael's, Party City, just something where you can find anything that's super chunky. I absolutely do not recommend any fine type of glitter. It will stick to the vinyl. Some of the chunkier stuff will stick a bit, but not nearly as much. So I hit up Michael's and I got the Recollections. As you can see, they're extra glittery. But yeah, like confetti is another great thing. Just like that sparkly confetti from the party store. So you can add as much or as little glitter as you want. Anywhere from 1/8 to 1/4 cup. It really depends on how much glitter you want. So go ahead, open up your pouch. I've mixed the 2 glitters, pour it in at the bottom. This is your pouch, you're gonna have fun. Keeping the glitter at the bottom, clip along the top of your pouch. You don't want this glitter flying everywhere. That's another reason I said don't use chunky glitter. It will get everywhere on your sewing station and you'll hate my guts. So don't do it. Use the chunkier stuff. See, look how pretty that is already. Okay, then you're going to go ahead. And now this is where you're going to do your top stitching, where you attached your zipper panel to your vinyl. So at 1/8 of an inch, go ahead and top stitch. Lock in that glitter. It is not going to go anywhere now. Keep those clips on until you're done. I mean, you can remove them, but I like to keep them on. Just an added bonus, especially if my cat decides to come and join me. There you go. Your glitter or confetti is now locked into this pouch and it's not going anywhere. As you can see here, I have one of my interior panels on my workstation, and I'm gonna find the halfway mark. So it's 9.5, so 4 3/4. Make a little tiny mark at the top. I'm gonna take my zipper. I'm gonna match up the mark from earlier to the mark that we just made, lining up the long edge of the zipper to that long edge of my interior fabric. And I'm gonna go ahead and pin those two together. I always start at the middle. Okay, so I've got it pinned into place just enough so it doesn't move. And I'm gonna go ahead now and base stitch the top of the edge of the zipper here at 1/8 of an inch in. Make sure you move your pins as you're sewing. You do not want to damage your machine. There's nothing worse than that sound. And then you've got pins flying at you. Okay. So that is anchored into place. Now we're going to take our glittery vinyl panel and we're going to lay it over top. Again, lining up this top edge of our zipper panel with the top edge of what we just sewed with our zipper. Our zipper is going to be sandwiched in between. You're going to go ahead and clip that all together. So I get random threads in. Use as many clips as you need. If you want to use the zipper fit here, you are more than welcome to. I just personally don't for this project. So now you're going to go ahead and sew all these three together at 1/4 of an inch in from the top edge. I'm going to stop right here because I know my zipper pull is right there and I just want to scoot it out of the way. So you're going to lift your foot and you're not going to hopefully fight as much as I am right now. Move that zipper. Make sure everything is still lined up. Put your foot back down, remember, and continue sewing on your merry little way. All right. So there we have it. So now we're going to flip up. So now we're going to have the wrong sides of our interior fabric and our exterior fabric facing together and both away from our zipper. You really can't iron here because of the vinyl, because it's going to melt. So I just do my best finger press everything, making sure that it's nice and flat. And I'm going to go ahead and top stitch now. At, again, 1/8 of an inch. If you need to move your zipper head, go ahead. Fix this end, make sure it's really flat. You can see my glitter has moved all around in my pouch already. There you go. So you should have the zipper head facing up. Okay, I want my glitter back down. I have a feeling my glitter is going to stick a lot for this pouch. It's just the pink one for this one. But yeah, it's okay. It'll survive. It looks good. All right, now we're going to get our other interior fabric, lay it face down on our workstation. We're going to lay what we just finished face up again on our workstation. So if this had a print on it, it would be print side up, but it's clearly just a solid color. So again, face up, line now the top of this edge of your zipper up with the top edge of your fabric. Make sure your sides are lined up. Come on, everything is shifting on me, of course. All right, and you're gonna go ahead and pin that into place. I just like to do 3 pins, just enough so it doesn't move. I'm not sitting here cursing at it. Okay, and again, I'm just going to base stitch that into place. I just lost my pin. Move the zipper head if you need to. I don't think you usually should at 1/8 of an inch. Okay, move your pins as you go. You just want to do it enough to anchor that so it's not all shifting. Now you're going to find your final exterior piece. With this part still faced up, you're going to take your exterior piece face down. Again, lining up these 2 top edges. Make sure your sides are lined up and clip into place. These clips are my absolute best friend. I never thought I would use them so much. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to move the zipper, pull just a little bit so I can start stitching, and then I'll move it out of my way when I get down there. So again, now you're going to sew 1/4 of an inch in. You can use your zipper foot if you need to. I feel my zipper head right here. So I'm going to stop, put my foot up, move that zipper head out of my way. Put my zipper head back, my foot back down, and keep sewing. Voila! All right. Now you're going to take your exterior fabric, pull it away, fold it away from the zipper, and again with your interior fabric. So you have an interior fabric on each side of your zipper, and you have an exterior fabric on each side of your zipper. If you want to go ahead and iron this side to press it down, you are more than welcome. I'm comfortable just finger pressing. So I'm going to go ahead and top stitch this at 1/8 of an inch. And that is what I have so far. My zipper is in the middle and exterior fabric's there. Okay, you're in the home stretch now. We're going to be sewing the zipper pouch together. Your most important part of this entire thing, if you do everything else wrong, please do this part right. Open your zipper. It does not have to be over the way. About 3/4 of the way is sufficient. You can go all the way, but I choose not to. Open your zipper. It is very, very, very important. You'll curse me later if you don't. So you're going to take your exterior fabric and your other exterior fabric, bring them together, and clip around the edge. Now, if you want to try to move your glitter, you are more than welcome to. I can't be bothered personally. If I sew it, I sew it. So again, I am just clipping the edges together, the sides and the bottom, making sure I'm only clipping the 2 exterior fabrics together. Now, I'm going to make sure I bring my 2 interior fabrics together and clip them along again, the sides and the bottom. Or you can pin. It doesn't really matter which way you do here. I think in my picture I have me pinning. But pins aren't my friend right now because my carpal tunnel is very bad. Okay, so at the bottom of your interior fabric, your lining fabric, you're gonna make 2 marks that are 5 inches apart. They don't have to be perfectly centered. Just make sure you mark them. So you'll know this is what we're calling the no-sew zone. So you can flip your pouch when you are done it. Okay? You're gonna start sewing at the mark that's on the left-hand side of your pouch, 1/4 inch in, around the entire perimeter of the pouch, stopping when you get to your other no-sew zone mark. Just pivot as you need to. Take your time. It's gonna be a little bit bulky here. That's where it switches from just 2 pieces of fabric to fabric plus interfacing plus vinyl. Just take your time. You're not in a rush. Fingers out of the way. You don't want to sew them. Okay, and our last pivot right to this line. So you have a nice 5-inch turning gap. Perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and move these clips out of my way. Take our scissors and cut the corners. Get rid of that bulk. You can cut just once like this, or you can cut twice. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. You just want to get rid of the bulk so it looks pretty when we turn it. Let's get rid of these scraps. Okay, so now we are ready to flip our pouch. So using our opening, very carefully, especially with vinyl, because it can be a bit thick, flip your pouch. So you're going to grab, you can put your hand in here if you want, or I just use my fingers to kind of push it through the opening. You want to flip it so your outside fabric is on the outside. Okay, take your time. That's why we did a nice big gap. So I skipped ahead through all that tedious flipping of the pouch so it's right side out for you, so you don't have to watch the entire thing. So I pushed up my corners using this tool. It's just got a pointy edge, pointy end. It's not too bad. So just I gently pushed out these corners so they're nice, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and finish pushing out this one side right here, just so it sticks a bit more. Again, just being careful. You don't want to like break your fabric or anything. So you should have, be nice there too. All right. So you're like, Amy, I can't make this flop with my iron. Finger roll it, just finger. All you gotta do. If you want, I mean, some people may not care, but I'm just showing you this is what you can do. Now I think my vinyl, I don't remember because it's been a while. I think it's 16 gauge. 14 is usually what I like to use, but I think they were at a 14 that day. So now we need to close our opening. So you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna tuck these raw edges in, making a nice seam that lines up with the rest of your sewing that you did earlier when you were sewing your pouch together. You're gonna go ahead and clip or pin that opening together. You're gonna sew it, sew the opening closed as close to the edge as you possibly can. that is now officially closed. Cut off any loose threads. There's always one on there. Come on. There. Okay. Now you're going to push your lining back into your pouch. What I like to do is I like to pop out these corners and push that corner in with my thumb. I just find it's easier. So again, pull the two fabrics apart right where that corner is. And then push the corner in with my thumb. Open my pouch. Put my lining back in to my pouch. Push it into the corners and the sides. There, see? There we go. Now, if the glitter wasn't sticking to the vinyl, sometimes you gotta tap it down. You'd be able to see it better moving. And that's why sometimes confetti's better. It's just this pink one. I shouldn't have used the pink one. But you get the point. It's fun. Here we go. Ooh, you can see it. There you go. Your sparkle zipper pouch is done.